Uh, Welcome back to the session on fundamentals of computers. Today we will be discussing about our third unit, that is about output devices, printers, etc., and the various kinds of computer equipment that are available. So let's start our session for today. So in the previous sessions we were discussing about the different types of input devices that we have, but after that we didn't discuss about the various output devices we have. In the basic computer organization block diagram we were discussing about the input unit, then the secondary unit, and then the CPU, but we were not discussing anything, we didn't discuss anything about the output devices. So today we will be focusing on our third unit is mainly focused on the output devices, what are the different kinds of devices we have and how are they all configured. So the most commonly used output devices are monitors, printers, plotters, screen image projectors, voice response systems. These are the major output devices that we have. So what are the types of output that we can have? The different types of output we can have are soft copy output, hard copy output. First of all, what is soft copy output? Not produced on a paper or some material that can be, just a minute. Okay, so what do you mean by soft copy output? Not produced on a paper or some material that can be touched and carried for being showed to others. Temporary in nature and vanishes after use. Examples are output displayed on a terminal screen or spoken by a voice response system. So whatever output that is there which is not permanent in nature and it vanishes after use, such as whenever you are connecting your monitor to the CPU, then when the power is supplied to that monitor and the CPU, then you will be able to see an output on the monitor. When your CPU is turned off, even though if you have the power supply, you won't be able to see anything on the monitor. That means the output that you are getting is all based upon the CPU that is connected to your monitor. The same way, this soft copy output is temporary in nature, and the examples of output displayed on a terminal screen or spoken out by a voice response system. These are the examples. Then we have the hard copy output. What do you mean by hard copy output? Hard copy output is all about produced on a paper or some material that can be touched and carried out for being shown to others. Okay, it is permanent in nature and can be kept in paper files or can be looked at later time when the person is not using the computer. Examples of examples are output produced by printers, plotters on paper. So the difference between the soft copy and hard copy is the hard copy output you are not able to touch it or feel it, but whereas the soft copy output you are not able to touch it or feel it, whereas the hard copy output you will be able to get it by hand and you are able to feel the output and you can maintain copies of it. Now what are the examples of such output produced by printers or plotters on paper? Whatever output that you get on a paper, that you can consider as hard copy output, whereas whatever digital outputs that you get, they are all considered as soft copy outputs. Okay, and then if you see the next thing that we have is monitors. What do you mean by monitor? Monitors are the most popular output devices used for producing soft copy output. So as we discussed in the previous slide, monitors are the most popular output devices that are used for producing soft copy output, and they display the output on a television like screen. Monitor associated with a keyboard is called a video display terminal, VDT. It is the most popular input output device. So when we talk about monitors, they are the most popular output devices. Everybody in every personal computer, for every desktop computer, we have this monitor connected to it definitely, because whatever the user is interacting with the operating system or the UI that is present, that is all available on the monitor screen itself. So monitors are the most popular output devices used for producing the soft copy output, and then they display the output on a television like screen. You all know how the monitors look like, and the monitors associated with the keyboard is called a video display terminal, VDT. It is the most popular input output device. Okay, and then this is how your monitor looks like. this is the monitor screen that is available, and this will be your CPU, and that CPU is connected to a keyboard and a mouse. Okay, a video display terminal consists of a monitor and a keyboard. And then what are the different types of monitors we have? Based on the technology that has transformed in these years, there are different types of monitors available. Initially it was CRT monitor, that is cathode ray tube monitors. They look like a television and are normally used with non-portable computer systems. Flat panel monitors are much thinner and lighter and are commonly used in portable computer systems like notebook computers. Now they are also used with non-portable desktop computer systems because they occupy less table space. Now what do you mean by non-portable systems? Non-portable systems in the sense your laptops are portable systems, whereas your desktop pieces are non-portable. That means non-portable in the sense you are not able to easily carry them wherever and wherever you want. In order to carry a desktop computer or this type of monitor, you require a little effort or you require a little space to use them in any space, as well as you require the power supply and different requirements are needed in order to use these monitors, whereas the portable systems or portable computers or the laptops, they can be taken anywhere and you can travel with them easily, whereas and also they have the backup of power, so you need not require the power supply all the time to use the laptops or the portable systems. So the cathode ray tube CRT monitors look like a television and are normally used with non-portable computer systems, that is you have a CPU cabinet and also the keyboard and mouse separately, and they are not all integrated into one. So that is the reason they are not portable and you cannot take them while traveling, or you cannot easily shift them from one place to another. And then flat panel monitors are thinner and lighter and are commonly used with portable computer systems like notebook computers. Now these flat panel monitors are used with the portable computers like the notebook computers. Now they are also used with non-portable desktop computer systems because they occupy less stable space. Okay, and then let's see the next kind of an output device, that is printers. Printers is a very important concept that you have to all understand. We all know about monitors and what kinds of monitors we have generally, and we have also seen it just now. But when it comes to printers, most of them don't know much about it. They only know like they are an output device. When we try to connect that printer to a system and we try to give a print or an output to the printer, it will give us a copy of the data that is sent as an output. So the most common output device for producing hard copy output are printers. Okay. Now what are the different kinds of printers we have? The first kind of a printer that we have is dot matrix printer. The dot matrix printer, it has the characters the character printers that form characters and all kinds of images as a pattern of dots. Okay, these dot matrix printers, they give the character printers that form characters and all kinds of images as a pattern of dots, and then print many special characters, different sizes of print and graphics such as charts and graphs. Okay, so they print many special characters. Generally all printers may not be able to understand the output that you are trying to get from those printers, and this is one kind of a printer which will print many special characters, different sizes of print and graphics such as charts and graphs. If you are there are some printers which only give you the output in the form of text. If you try to send an image or if you try to send a graph or something as a visualization output, it won't be able to understand it and it won't be able to give you the print. But these dot matrix printers are not like that. They are able to give you the output and it can also identify many special characters, different sizes of print and graphics such as charts and graphs. Okay. Next, the impact printers can be used for generating multiple copies by using carbon paper or its equivalent. Slow with speeds usually ranging between 30 to 600 characters per second, cheap in both initial cost and cost of operation. These dot matrix printers have many characteristics, and some of the characteristics are they are able to identify and print many special characters, different sizes of print, that is your size of the paper that you get as an output, A4, A3, A5 such like that. And then also the graphics such as charts and graphs can also be visualized by that. The graphics such as charts and graphs are also understandable by the computer, and it will give the output in the required format. Next, impact printers can be used for generating multiple copies by using carbon paper or its equivalent. Then they are slow actually, with speeds usually ranging from 30 to 600 characters per second, cheap in both initial cost and cost of operation. Okay. And then let us see the formation of characters as pattern of dots. What are the formation of characters? You all know the alphabetical order, that is A to Z and 0 to 9, and then you have the hyphen, dot, comma, ampersand, forward slash, dollar, asterisk, hash, percentage, at the rate, equal to, open bracket, plus and a closing bracket. Okay. These are the characters as a pattern of dots. Okay. And then this is how your dot matrix printer generally looks like. After that, we will try to understand about inkjet printers. So, you all understood what are the dot matrix printers, what are the different characteristics of it, and how much does it cost, and what is the cost of producing those outputs in that printer. Next, we have the next kind of a printer, and this is the technology that people are using more in today's world, that is inkjet printers. What do you mean by inkjet printers? Character printers that form characters and all kinds of images by spraying small drops of ink onto the paper. Okay. Now, print head contains up to 64 nozzles, tiny nozzles that can be selectively heated up in a few microseconds by an integrated circuit resistor. To print a character, the printer selectively heats the appropriate set of nozzles as the print head moves horizontally. Can print many special characters, different sizes of print, and graphics such as charts and graphs. Just like your dot matrix printer, your inkjet printer can also print many special characters, different sizes of print, as well as graphics such as charts and graphics. Okay, graphs. Now, it is also able to print the graphs and charts just like your dot matrix printer, and also in different sizes available. Along with that, it is able to identify many special characters. But what is the technology that this inkjet printer is using? It is unlike your dot matrix printer, and in inkjet printers, it prints, the print head contains up to 64 tiny nozzles. It has small nozzles that are in the printer that can be selectively heated up in a few microseconds by an integrated circuit resistor. That is, there will be a small IC resistor that resistor helps these small tiny nozzles to be heated up in very few microseconds, that is in fraction of seconds, and that is those 64 tiny nozzles, whatever are required in that, are used to print the characters. Character printers that form characters and all kinds of images by spraying small drops of ink onto the paper. How are we able to spray small drops of ink onto the paper? By using these 64 tiny nozzles, and these 64 tiny nozzles, according to the print that we want, they are selectively heated up by this integrated circuit resistor. Okay. So, based on that, this inkjet printer is working. Then, what is the next thing that we have to understand in inkjet printers? Non-impact printers, hence they cannot produce multiple copies of a document in a single printing. Okay, can be both monochrome and color. Slower than dot matrix printers with speeds usually ranging between 440 to 300 characters per second. More expensive than a dot matrix printer. Now, when you try to understand this, they are non-impact printers. That means they are not able to produce the multiple copies of the same document in a single print. If you want to take the print again, or if you want multiple copies of the same print, then you have to do it multiple times. Whereas in dot matrix printer, they were impact printers. So that means you are able to get the output of the single document at the same time for multiple copies. And then they can be both monochrome and color. Monochrome in the sense single color, as like you can consider it as a black and white color, black and white, as well as you can get the color prints in the inkjet printers. Inkjet printers, they have those color fillers inside it. You have to replace those color ink bottles, or you can consider them as ink bottles. You'll have those small nozzles, ink nozzles, which you have to replace. Next, slower than dot matrix printers with speeds usually ranging between 440 to 300 characters per second. They are more expensive than a dot matrix printer. And then an inkjet printer generally looks like this. We all know, when we all must have visited the Xerox shops or the printer shops. So over there you definitely saw an inkjet printer, and it looks generally like this. We all know how an inkjet printer looks like. And then the next kind of a printer that we have is drum printers. What do you mean by drum printers? Drum printers are the line printers that print one line at a time. Have a solid cylindrical drum with characters embossed on its surface in the form of circular bands. Set of hammers mounted in front of the drum in such a manner that an ink, ribbon and paper can be placed between hammers and the drum. Can only print a predefined set of characters in a defined style that is embossed on the drum. Impact printers and usually monochrome. Typically speeds are in the range of 300 to 2000 lines per minute. Okay. So what do you mean by these drum printers? Drum printers are line printers that prints one line at a time. It doesn't consider, or it doesn't understand the whole document, and it won't give the output per page at a time, but it will give the output based on the line. Each line it prints at a time, and they have a solid cylindrical drum with characters embossed on its surface in the form of circular bands. So there will be a cylindrical drum. We all know how a cylindrical drum looks like. That drum has all the characters embossed on it. That is, all the characters are fixed on the drum in circular tracks. So if you just consider this as the cylindrical drum, just assume this is the cylindrical drum. On the cylindrical drum, you'll be able to see all the characters in cylindrical, like in circular tracks. You are able to find them. So circular track in the sense, this is the circular track, and you are able to see the characters one after the other in circular tracks. So there are different levels of circular tracks, and each level has a few characters, and that way you have this drum printers available. And then, so a set of hammers mounted in front of the drum in such a manner that an inked ribbon and paper can be placed between the hammer and the drum. What happens? Whatever is the output that needs to be connected, with the help of this hammer and the drum, that inked ribbon and paper were placed in between the hammer and the drum, and whatever is the output that needs to be done, printed, that is printed onto that paper. Okay, can only print a predefined set of characters in a predefined style that is embossed on the drum. Whatever is the style or the characters that are available on the drum, the cylindrical drum which we were discussing, only those can be printed, and these whatever are the characters that are embossed, they are all predefined set of characters. Okay, that is, if you want a different kind of a print or a different type of a style, we are not able to get it because they are all already embossed or fixed on that cylindrical drum. Next, impact printers and usually monochrome. What do you mean by impact printers? We are able to get multiple copies of it as well as, and they are usually monochrome. Monochrome in the sense, you can consider them as black and white. You cannot get the different colors that are available in the output format that we want. So they can only produce the black and white kind of a pictures. Then typical speeds are in the range of 300 to 2000 lines per minute. Okay, so that is about it. And then this is how your drum printers look like. Okay, so how do these drum printers look like? I was telling you about the cylindrical drum, right? This cylindrical drum has the characters in a circular track. You don't see them like this, you have to see these characters like this. This is a circular track, this is a circular track, this is also a circular track. Like that, we have different circular tracks available on this cylindrical drum. Just try to invert this image and see, you will understand. This is a cylindrical drum, and this cylindrical drum has circular tracks embossed on it. Now, whatever is the font or the style that is there over here for the characters, only that style or font can be put onto the paper. Other than that, we cannot have any other kind of a font or character that we want. Okay, solid cylindrical drum with embossed characters. This is the thing. Total number of bands is equal to the maximum number of characters print positions on a line. Okay, so hammers, one for each band, and this is the paper that we have, and this is the ribbon that we have. Okay, so these are the hammers, and this is the paper we have, and this is the ribbon that we have on this drum printer. Okay, then we have chain band printers. So what do you mean by chain band printers? So what do you mean by chain band printers? The line printers that print one line at a time. The chain and the band or the chain and the chain or band printers, these also print like these are the line printers that print one line at a time. Now they consist of a metallic chain or a band on which all characters of the character set supported by the printer are embossed. Okay, so this chain or band printers, they are unlike the previous drum printers, but they are a little advanced, and they have all the characters that the printer can give it as an output. So all those characters are embossed onto this printer. Okay, and then also have a set of hammers mounted in front of the chain band in such a manner that an inked ribbon and paper can be placed between the hammers and this is also the same concept just like your drum printers, but over here only advantage or a difference between this one and the previous one is it will support all the characters of the printer that are, and these all the characters that are supported are embossed on this drum, whatever is the drum we have, or you can call it as a chain or a band. Okay, and then these chain band printers, they can only print predefined set of characters that are embossed on the chain band used with the printer. Cannot print any shape of characters, different sizes of print and graphics such as charts and graphs. They cannot print any shape or characters, different sizes of print they cannot print, and also the graphics such as charts and graphs are also not possible with these chain band printers. The reason is, if you have a graph, suppose you have a exponential graph that you want to print and give it as an output. Now in such a case, what will happen? The drum printer that is there, that will only have a predefined characters that are available on the drum. When you want to print this line with the x and y axis, and even if you want to give a exponential graph as an output, there won't be sufficient output or there won't be sufficient characters required for that drum or the chain. In such a case, what will happen? You won't be able to print the graphics such as charts and graphs. Okay, and they are impact printers and can be used for generating multiple copies by using carbon paper or its equivalent. Whenever you are using that carbon paper or its equivalent, what is happening? These impact printers, they are able to generate multiple copies. The first copy, it will have a carbon paper that will produce one more print, and that will print one more output. Are usually monochrome. Whenever you have these kind of printers, they are always usually monochrome, that is black and white kind of a thing, and then typically speeds are in the range of 400 to 3000 lines per minute. This is somewhat better than the previous printers that we saw, that is drum printer. This chain band printer is better because its typically speeds are in the range of 400 to 3000 lines per minute. Okay, and then we have laser printers. We'll see this laser printers in the next class, and after that we'll see what are the different plotters that we have in the next class. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you.